guess, it just hits a little different when when you have met someone or crossed paths with someone in life and then they're gone, it has kind of sat with me for longer than I thought it would. I guess I'm just not at an age where you're used to seeing people like your peers passing away so young, and this year was watching one of someone who had about 100,000 followers, and they literally called Child Protective Services on this mother, and they said that she was sexually abusing her daughter because she breastfed her. Because she was breastfeeding, this woman called CPS on a mother for breastfeeding her child and saying that it was abuse. That's not only scary, but it's also highly illegal. It's also deranged. It's beyond parasocial. It's obsessive. It's beyond hateful. It's kind of almost demonic behavior. Like it's evil. It's dark. One, you're wasting the services of child protective services of people who actually need it. You're trying to just destroy a life based on lies, for what? Now, this girl said she actually found the name of the person that did the report, so hopefully some legal action can be taken, because that's just so scary. There's another, and supposedly that person is from that person's hometown, which is scary to me too. Like small town people, it's just, I don't even like talking about this stuff to give attention to it. But another TikTok person I follow has the same thing, lives in a small town in like North Carolina or West Virginia or somewhere, and just has like this whole Reddit dedicated to like hating on her, and like her family, her dad's like in the hospital, and people are just so nasty. It's like insane. That popular influencer Michaela, who I don't even think is back on TikTok right now, I haven't seen her. She had a really like awful Reddit, just really digging into her fiance's like past, and I think she's had to address it. I think she has addressed it publicly, where he had an addiction problem, and it's like, why? This is not holding people accountable for like bad actions or bad behaviors. This is just digging into people's personal lives, their past stuff that they're dealing currently with, like these really serious issues, and they're either like trying to like trigger them again, or also just like making up lies, just trying to ruin people's lives based on absolutely nothing. It's just a little scary. But I'm trying to find the bright side of something here. Is there good news in the world? Because honestly, I have some topics to talk about and kind of went a different direction. Okay, another TikTok. I'm kind of TikTok obsessed. Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan is a light in this world. She is beautiful, and she is just fun, and she has documented her transition since coming out as transgender. She has been documenting every single day, and so many people want to attack her for so many different reasons. They're mad at Ulta for platforming her, for letting her speak about being a woman. People are mad that she is like the representative. People are just mad at everything. They're mad that she went to go talk to Joe Biden. They're mad about so many things. Caitlyn Jenner has also said disparaging things about her, and it's like, why do people feel when someone becomes successful or when they're just being themselves? What I've noticed is when someone is truly being themselves and they're happy, and they're just so happy to be themselves, like other people can't stand to see it. Other people look at Dylan and they think, like, who knows, right? There could be a plethora of reasons, like they can't truly I got my happiness. I go on TikTok, I go on Twitter, I go on social media. It's my way to unwind at the end of the day, right? And I love to just watch people who are just living life. Because life is so precious. Life is so, so precious. And through all of my spiritual journey and learning about religions and universal laws and all of I can never grasp the meaning of life. And I don't think I ever will understand it until this life is over and the next life I figure it out, right? There's universal secrets I feel a lot of us haven't uncovered, but I do know that life is beautiful and life is worth living, and if you are listening to this and struggling with anything, like, there's help. It's never too late to ask for help. For anyone who's lost a loved one, my hope is that you find strength to get through each day. I think anyone who has lost someone close to them, and they're still here living, I applaud you for being so strong. I think you are the strongest person. It's always about holding on, right? Holding on. I pray that who is ever listening to this and has lost someone close to them, that they know that they will see them again, that they're not truly gone. I do believe there's another dimension after death. I do believe, like, our souls will be reunited with our loved ones. I do believe there's something else after this life. But I also believe that I'm gonna live every day in this life with just love for everyone and for the people who you think are the least deserving of love. You have to love them that much more because they're the ones who need it the most. And anyone cynical or hateful right now will listen to this and roll their eyes or call this fake, but just know that I love you too. Because when you act out of love, nothing can go wrong. When you count your blessings, more blessings come. And ultimately, I just want to live my life in a way that people do remember just the good, that I could turn my life around and remember for the good and have the good outweigh the bad. Nobody's perfect, so give yourself grace. Nobody's perfect, so forgive those who you may see as flawed. Go easy on yourself.